To have you all out here, I'm gonna skip using the microphone. I think, anybody hear me all right? All good. I can't stand it when I sit, sometimes I can't hear what's going on. My name's Tim Nick. I'll pop up my resume here in just a minute. I am not a public speaker, as you may find out. You guys are breaking in my public speaking virginity, so I appreciate it. I am here to share. Yeah, you should wear some sort of protection, maybe. So I'm here just to share some things. I was asked to do this by my company. I cannot mention names of companies, but generally speaking, I'm here to share with you things that I've worked with contractors with, just shortcomings, things that I see, speed bumps, and how to carry yourself maybe from doing some wall systems to getting into roofing. I'm not going to suggest that you go find yourself a 500,000 square foot roof right out of the gate, but if you want to add to your toolbox, and that's what I try to do, I try to take your basic skills and functions and convert those to the ability for you to make some money doing roofing. Okay, it is a different mindset. We are going to cover a few things that make roofing different from doing wall foam. There's some hurdles dealing with the environment. There's hurdles in dealing with preparation. A lot of things change. Wall foam, a lot of times you're inside, you can control that environment. Outside, you are being controlled by the environment. So I'm going to try to drive home just some safety stuff, some things to think about. This is not a training class. This is a thinking class. I want you guys to think about the opportunity of maybe doing some roofing projects. Like I said, once you have a toolbox and you know how to operate some of the tools, you can carry them over to other sections of the building sector that will allow you to put some more money in your pocket. This antitrust policy is basically, I can't promote hardcore any other products or try to drive you guys in any certain direction. It's pretty simple. Little legal jargon there. Legal disclaimer, anything that I say here, I will refer to some stuff that would require you to have a nice in-depth conversation with your attorney. If you have an attorney. Again, a lot of you guys may be well advanced from where I'm going to speak. I've spent the last 20 years building spray foam rigs and getting guys into the business. And a lot of them make a lot of mistakes that can be very detrimental to their personal well-being, their physical well-being, their livelihood, their family, their earning capacity, and legally. I'd hate to see you guys get drugged through the mud with something just stupid. So this here basically says go ahead, contact your attorney about any things that might, I might say to you that you don't understand because I can't explain it to you. So title, Getting Started in SPF Roofing, Make Money with What You Got. I started my career after Hurricane Andrew came through. I've seen a lot of changes in code. I see a lot of guys that are getting into the business. I've worked with Doug Komet for years. The first SPFA function I went to was the size of this room. And to see it grow into what it's gotten into is just fabulous. A lot of young faces, a lot of talent and energy and education. And you guys are in the right place to carry on your business and succeed. A couple things to cover, little introduction icebreaker. I'm kind of stupid, so I got to throw a couple jokes in there. It's going to be for you and also for me to get my nerves settled down a little bit. Ideas for obtaining business, I get that all the time. I'll talk to you about some dumb things that I see or that I don't see, and I don't know why guys don't do it. It just makes me batty. Good housekeeping, how to cover some of your assets, who to talk to, things to look out for. What do we sell? What does our business look like? What is the difference? This is when we start to get into the reason you're probably sitting in the seat. What is the difference between insulation, wall foam, and roofing? So we're going to cover some of the very easy, obvious stuff. Some of it you may not have ever thought of. Ocean safety. I get invited out to look at roofs. I've been an estimator. I've been a contractor. We'll cover some OSHA safety on one of the most important things to me. The very first thing on the job, you may or may not know what it is, but it's going to be ladder safety. We'll cover that again. Tools of the roofing trade. So my title is Make Money with What You Got, and the guys that think that they need a big 40-pound-a-minute machine, to do a 5,000 square foot job. I've got a guy that did 1,000 square with an E20. All right? It's about the preparation. It's about being ready to do the job. Don't go out there with 40-degree material in your drums with an E20. You're not going to spray a roof. It's not going to happen. It's going to be preparation. So use what you got. If you got some jobs, let's go make some money. Get with your manufacturer, your distributor. They're going to have that education for you to start getting you into that. You'll have my contact information when we're done here. If I can help any of you specify a job, estimate a job, look at a job, whatever we need to do, we'll get you plugged in. I've always been told if you want to catch marlin and you want to catch sailfish, where do you go? You go down to the docks where they're catching marlin and they're catching sailfish, and you learn what's going on. So being plugged in here, sitting in these meeting halls, you're going to the fishing dock to learn from the people that have done it, and you'll learn how to do that stuff. A little bit of estimating, really quick. I've seen a lot of guys, do their estimates on a napkin, and I'll ask them, what about fuel for your generator? Or what about per diem? What about your hotels? Here's the job: boom, 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 material, labor, and all those other things that you don't put on your spreadsheet. And my spreadsheet's probably 25 years old. It's the same spreadsheet I've been using. I use the same spreadsheet to build trailers, trailer costs, nuts and bolts, everything that we need to build that trailer. And I can do my margin, my burden, cost of labor, anything that I want to put in there. And at least then I can slip that in the folder or upload it on my computer. There are much better estimating programs out there. You go to IRE, the International Roofing Expo, you're going to see every other row somebody's got a great estimating program. Again, I'm kind of old school. I do a lot of stuff on paper. PowerPoints, didn't really do them until the last couple of years. So a lot of it was, we used to call it the brag book. Anybody here old enough in roofing will know what that is. You went down to Eckerd's or Walgreens and you printed your pictures and you stuck it in the photo album, and that's what you carried with you under your arm. So stuff like that. Warranties, we'll cover warranties real quick, and then I have some final thoughts that you can take home with you. We're going to have fun here, by the way. I've got some giveaways. I'd like participation. Participation's fun. I'll ask you a few questions. They're pretty simple. Somebody blurts out the answer, I've got a free thingy for you. I like free thingies. So again, 32 plus years in the industry. It started in '99 after Andrew came through doing tile, shingle, hot mop, torch down, single ply. Got into hand mixing urethanes 8-to-1, doing notch squeegee through the fabric, polyester fabrics, reinforced systems. Got into spray foam. I got 45 minutes of training. Within the hour, I sprayed myself up my shirt, up my nose, into my hair. So it's a quick way to learn. I've owned a company, Spec Technology, since 2007, where we built rigs. We were doing 60, 70 rigs a year. A lot of mistakes, a lot of successes. That was a great season of my life. And right now, I'm really enjoying this, working with you guys. So thank you for your time. We did a variable ratio divorce pump system, which allowed us to be a lot more on ratio. We could control the A and B pump. It would self-adjust about every 5 seconds to keep you on ratio. So the technology, I'm a gear guy, I'm a gadget guy. I love ideas, I love seeing things progress. I was with Creative Polymer for a little bit, great company, not really focused on roofing, but a great company nonetheless. And General Coatings Corporation, I've been there since October, and I hope to be there a long time. My boss. All right, guys, participation time, here it is. We're going to pick one, the boring corporate presentation or the semi-entertaining lessons from the field.
Right one.
Well, it only goes one way, guys, so pick the right one, there it is. Today's key points and goals, icebreaker, things I want you to think about. That's all I'm doing here. I want you to think. I want to put some stuff in your head that you'll go home and you'll say, oh shit, well, you know, Tim was right. I need to check on this. I need to call my attorney. I need to get with my CPA. I want you to use what you have to make money, but I also don't want you to take one step forward and two steps back. Legal fees, yeah, they'll break you. They'll make you or break you. So 1 minute of fun. Here we go, guys. What are two things you can never eat for breakfast? What is it? Lunch and dinner. He wins a thingy. This is a bucket opener. Next question. Some things I've learned just drive me batty. What word is spelled incorrectly in the dictionary every single time?
Incorrectly.
All right, I'm going to put more of these. 5-gallon bucket opener. Who got that right? We're going to laugh a little. We're going to have a little fun. Who said incorrectly? How'd you get that right? Here, in case you got to open a 5-gallon bucket, Doug. All right. Learn something. Just keep your ears open. I don't have all the answers, but I'm going to share with you some things that I've learned throughout my travels. How do we go about getting business? That's me right there, the one in the middle. That's okay. I don't know what the chart means either. So a lot of us are trying to navigate, what are we going to do about getting business? Like I said, I put a lot of young guys into business. They ask me, what do we do? How do we get business? Okay, it used to be the yellow pages. Okay, you buy an ad, you put it in your local market, and you hope for the best that somebody would call you. Maybe letter up your truck. We didn't have full vehicle wraps when I was doing this. It was block lettering. You peeled it and stuck it on the side of your truck. So we're just going to cover a couple things here, how to chase down some business, how to find some opportunity. Again, sometimes I feel like this, I'm throwing darts at a dartboard. It's hit or miss. You know, you're just throwing crap against the wall to see what happens. Missing the mark, these are all kind of things that came to me as I was putting this together. So one of the first things, you know, your traditional roofing guys are probably not doing coatings. Okay, your framers that are framing out a building and they're doing drywall, they're not spraying foam. The guys doing below grade that are doing basements, they're not doing polyureas. They're not doing spray foam. Okay, there's your first market. Get online, get on Google, find these guys, call them, tell them what you do, tell them about your certifications that you got at SPFA in where are we? Las Vegas. You know, call on these guys because if they don't know what you do, how are you going to sell them? And we're going to cover that. I'm going to drive that home in just a second. So you got other roofing contractors, concrete guys, framing guys, below grade. Lots of opportunity to get out there and share your skills with these guys. Okay, if you don't show it, they don't know where to buy it. Leave a business card everywhere you go. That gal working at Home Depot right there, her husband may be a contractor. You don't know that. Right? Leave your card. When you pay your ticket, when you pay your food bill at the restaurant, leave your card. That thing should just always be with you. Like a good salesman always carries a pen. Okay, a good businessman always has his card. Promote, promote, promote. Don't be embarrassed. Be a nutcase. Association meetings. Okay, that's our meeting here at SPFA. Okay, and this is IBM over here. So get out to the association meetings, mix and mingle. You know, again, bring your card, bring some samples. I took my business cards, I ordered them uncut. Okay, and I took silicone and I coated the back of the business card. And I cut the cards. Now I got a business card and a sample in one piece. Okay, I leave it. This is what we do. People like to touch that silicone roof coat. It's got a sexy feeling to it. Trade shows, State Roofing Contractors Association. You can sponsor a hole. You can buy, I don't know, some alcohol, an hour worth of alcohol for these guys. You can do something to get yourself out there where the decision makers are. People that own big buildings, other contractors. Here you're going to be working with distributors, manufacturers, a place to share your product. Home shows, I heard this week, I guess the Builder Show, great success. I heard that is the right buying group in there. So if you are doing spray foam or waterproofing, insulation like a lot of you guys are doing, great place to show your wares and peddle your goods. YouTube. Anybody who knows who that guy is? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. He burns money like it's nothing, right? You have to figure out how he does it. But you can become a YouTuber. I have a static page. I don't do much on it anymore. It's my spec page, my rig building page. I'm still getting 3,000 visitors a month. So they're still stopping in. I've got in the last 29 days, 3,300 viewers came through my page. Okay? YouTube is cheap. You do those Google AdWords, they're gonna nail you. Okay? Roof coating might be a $5 or $6 word. Mr. Komet right here, he'll tell you all about the internet. YouTube, I get a play for more than 30 seconds, might cost me 20 cents. Okay, if I'm paying for YouTube. So YouTube's cheap. You can isolate your region. Okay, if you just want to do Las Vegas territory, or you want to do the Southeast, or you want to do the Midwest, whatever you want to do, you can isolate that. All right? So there's another opportunity for you to get your brand out there, get your name out there. Yellow pages are gone. You can't even get a yellow page ad. Sponsorships, we've all seen this. We sit down at the restaurant. There's a placemat there. Okay? You got an opportunity to stick your ad on there. Insulation, waterproofing, roofing, below grade, deck coatings. I mean, all this opportunity is there because you have the equipment, you have the personnel, you have the know-how, you already have a nice skeleton frame for your business and a toolbox with plenty of space in it to keep adding stuff to it. And again, t-shirts, truck graphics, trailer graphics, we'll cover that in a minute. That's one of my things that just drives me nuts. Last but not least, oh my God, we got a cold call. Okay, I know they put TPO on those buildings 15 years ago. Okay, that TPO is thinning out. That scrim is starting to come through. The reinforcement's showing its face through the material. Okay, I heard there's 300 million square feet of TPO that goes out of warranty every year. Okay, some of these are FM buildings, factory mutual. They need to be up to speed. They need to have a warranty on them. They need to be maintained. Otherwise, the insurance company will say, no bueno, no insurance for you guys. So lots of opportunity. Knock on doors. I took a job when I first moved to Atlanta. I got a cubicle. I got a book of malls. The book of malls. And I just sat back in that cubicle and I would go through and call these folks one at a time. I ended up with McDonald's, I ended up with Ruby Tuesday, I ended up doing some restaurant work. Just cold call. So stop in, knock on the door, find out who the facilities manager is, facilities maintenance. Simple question, you guys have any roofing projects coming up? I can help you budget those. It gives them time, a year or a couple of years, we can do maintenance for you. All right, until you're ready to replace that roof, and hopefully you're the company that they call. Good housekeeping, the only thing I can think of was the magazine, but it's not the magazine. These are really super important things. So I can email this to any of you folks, but that link right there takes you, they have a nice layout of every state, and it tells you the requirements. Florida, if anybody's working in the Florida region, licensing down there is a BITCH. You cannot paint the roof in Florida without a roofing license. You can't be a subcontractor for a roofing contractor unless you're a roofing contractor. Okay, so check the licensing. I know a lot of states, you might be able to coat a roof, but you can't tear it off. So make sure, this is a good housekeeping, it's illegal stuff. I don't want you guys to get in trouble with it. I see it all the time. All the time.
So that's something there. I can click on that, it would take me over to that website. Find a great attorney, review contracts, liability, and asset protection. Okay, I know a lot of folks in business don't have an attorney. You know, they don't get their contracts reviewed. They miss things, they miss liability things that could really get them in a lot of hot water. And I hate to see that happen to anybody in my industry. Hire a competent bookkeeper. Long story short, I used to buy a lot of products from a company called City Electric. I don't know if they're in your communities. My bookkeeper, and I didn't catch it, and I should have, thought City Electric was my electric bill. Long story short, I had like $60,000 electric bill on a 4,000 square foot shop. Well, somehow the IRS got it. 6 years in an audit, guys. Don't do it. Get a good bookkeeper. Get yourself a good CPA. Okay, it's going to save you a lot of money. It's going to save you a lot of aggravation, a lot of stress. You get that letter from the IRS, trust me, it'll stress you out. We did end up with a good resolution, so that is over. Different season in my life. Articles of incorporation. Okay, some of you guys are LLCs, limited liability corporation. Some of you are sole proprietors. LLC, there are requirements, not just forming the LLC and sticking that book in your closet and never doing minutes and never updating your articles of incorporation. Keep your corporation minutes up to date. Okay, I'm just hitting the high stuff here. We're easy picking fruit right here. Corporate minutes are written accounts of business-related messages, agreements, or conversations. They are written timestamped during or immediately following a meeting. They typically include in-depth information about the purpose of the meeting, where and when it took place, and who was in attendance, topics discussed, and any other major business decisions. If you're a one-man operation, LLC, you still should do this. Okay, this will keep you out of legal hot water. If you read the rest of this, I'm going to take you to the next slide. Okay, first line of defense when it comes to maintaining a corporate status. If somebody sues you and your minutes, a smart attorney is going to ask for your minutes. Okay, if you don't have them, they are going to pierce the corporate veil. And what that means, they're going to come after you personally. They're not going to look at you like a company. They're not going to look at you like a corporation. Your shiny, jacked up truck, it's fair game. You're going to come get it. They'll come after you personally. I carried an umbrella policy on top of my commercial policy. I had a personal umbrella policy. So they have a harder time getting after my personal property. Okay, we work too hard to lose it to some frivolous, hey, you painted my wall with water, you know, I smell it, I'm suing. Just stupid stuff like that. So, 2014, a Massachusetts appeal court found a sole member, owner of a limited liability corporation, liable for damages in a breach of contract lawsuit. The appeals court summary stated that the corporate records were not kept and the corporate veil was pierced. Okay, again, good housekeeping. Use what you got. This isn't hard to make sure that this is done. Trademark your branding. Okay, first in use has a certain leverage to it. If I want to call myself All-State Roofing, how many All-State Roofings are there in the country? A ton of them. Okay, figure out how to brand your company, trademark your company. Again, get with your attorney on this. I am not a trademark attorney, but just something that I've learned and things that I've seen. I just want you to think about it. That's this whole concept of this discussion. Insurances, general liability, and completed operations. I believe how many guys are out there doing roofing, spraying foam. They do not have general liability. Okay, again, you mess up on that job, if your business isn't solid, they're going to come after you personally. Some attorney is going to figure out how to get you. So just be careful with that. Workers' comp, payroll companies will usually do not handle. We used ADP, they do not have work comp. You got to get work comp separately. Okay, the third thing, biggest thing.
It's in red. Stop paying your labor in cash. Okay, your buddy, these two guys sitting next to each other, okay, owns a company, has you come in on a Saturday to tear off a roof, or vice versa. Tearing off the roof, one of you fall off, okay? The answer I used to get, well, he's fired on the way down, okay? That doesn't hold true, okay? Soon as Mr. Attorney and your buddy get together, they're gonna come after you, they're gonna come after the homeowner. You don't have work comp, guess what? They're gonna sue you personally. You don't want that. So, you know, you can go through ADP, Paychecks, Paycor. I've used labor pools. If I need to hire my buddy, I'll put him on payroll for the day through labor finders. They've got work comp, they'll classify him. If he falls off, they'll send him to the hospital for the 13-panel test, make sure he wasn't snorting coke the night before. Personal umbrella policies, I covered that. It's a really good thing to have. They're cheap. They don't cost a lot of money. They will CYA, cover your tail if somebody gets around your business and they want to come after you for your trucks, cars, boats, houses, whatever. One thing that drives me nuts, all right, we're going to dig into it. What do we sell, guys? What's being sold in these locations? Why is that? Okay, so my point up here, if you don't show it, you can't sell it. All right, how many guys are riding around here in a pretty jacked up truck with not a bit of lettering on it? No, I don't want to mess up my paint. Okay, legally, if you get in an accident in that truck, maybe they come after you personally for that. It's not a company vehicle, but you're using it to, you got a ladder rack on the back. All right, they'll look for you. You don't show it, you can't sell it. Now, what do we sell? Do we know what they sell? It's branded, we got product there, people can see what it is. Show your stuff, now we know what they sell. Again, show your stuff, what do we sell? How many of these trailers have I seen? Hundreds. Tim, how do we get work? Well, you got a billboard. You know, you're towing it around all day. So, you know, that's something else. If you don't show it, you can't sell it. Now we know what they sell. I gotta watch my time. What's your first impression? Would you hire a slob to do your job? Okay, I get off the plane, I jump in a truck with a contractor, he's gotta move all the trash off the floor. Hasn't washed it in 8 months. Okay, make your stuff look good. Make you look like somebody would hire you. I had a guy show up my house almost like that. Guy at the bottom. Did I hire him? No. Didn't hire him. Okay? Show your best. If you don't show it, you can't sell it. $8,000 on eBay. You can buy yourself a nice truck with a ladder rack. Put some lettering on it. Dress for success. These are the Florida guys. Okay? There's a professional crew over there. Who are you going to hire? Spend the money. Spend $10. Get your stuff. Everybody here looks good. I can see where people are from. Okay? What are the similarities and differences between wall foam and roof foam? Participation welcome. Some of the big things. Preparation. What you're going to find in roofing. Overspray precaution. Close the parking lots. Hide the cats and dogs. Fall protection considerations. You're not going to get into a lot of that when you're spraying interior. A lot of that's being confined by the four walls. Environment. What's going on outside, the wind, humidity, dew points, substrate temperatures, all important in wall foam, but more important in roofing. You do not control that environment, it controls you. Overspray, biggest thing, I always just tell my guy, cover it, move it, or go back to the shop. I do not want a clay bar or detail 200 cars. I don't want to detail one car. Okay, I've been through a lawsuit. Overspray lawsuit with the jury. 2 days. Dumbest thing I ever did. Tear off on liability. How much can we tear off during the day? Don't get over ambitious and tear off 400 square and think that you're going to get it all sealed back up. You know, South Florida, 3 o'clock every day, summertime, here come the clouds from the West Coast. So you better have that thing tore off and patched in, at least get your foam down. keep the water out of the building. Again, liability. Proper priming and details. Oh my God, please, please, please. Take time to follow the specifications. Remember this, the primer sticks, the coating sticks. Don't be cheap. 15, 20 cents a square foot. Prime it. Guys, skip it. They put it on their bid, they ask me for a price, and they don't do it in the field. Application. If these do not all come together, you are either on a path for failure or success. So you have to make sure that you are considering all these things. Again, I just want you guys thinking about this. This isn't a full training class on each and every one of those. Weather windows, dry times, and dew points. For the sake of time, we won't go to a dew point calculator. You can all find that on your phone. Temperature dew point, you don't want to be trying to put down foam at 4:30 in the afternoon when you know the temperature's dropping. There's a certain point that's going to hit dew point, and that surface is going to start to get a little bit of moisture in it. You're not going to know what it is if you don't know what the basic target temperature is. I think I saw today, I did it today while I was upstairs, 62.5 degrees. 62.8 degrees is dew point here at 30% humidity. Warranties, a written guarantee issued to the purchaser. That is a legal document, guys. You don't deal with this so much on the interior side. Okay? On the roof side, you're going to ask for material, you're going to ask for labor and material warranties. Again, this is sometimes how I feel. I need your serial number, which is conveniently located. That's the warranty department. That's us in the middle. My sticker says my warranty will be void if I open the case. It's kind of a runaround, and we don't want that. Find yourself a good manufacturer, good distributor that's going to work with you, that's going to check your work. Don't be embarrassed to have somebody check your work. Demand it, actually. Company I work for, we use a lot of times a third-party inspector. I believe don't police yourself. So let's get somebody out there that's going to, look at that job objectively and tell you exactly, what needs to be done or doesn't need to be done. I made a little note here, just make sure that the manufacturer that you're dealing with, sometimes, don't write this in stone, it's up to the manufacturer of the product to cover the warranty. So you may buy it from a distributor or private label, oh yeah, we'll warranty that. Get the warranty, look at it, okay? Because you may go back to the factory says, no, this stuff's within spec. But you used it out in the field and you're having horrible problems with it. So just make sure on the back end, it's not always unicorns and rainbows, as they say. Okay? When the crap hits the fan, you want to know that you're covered. Okay? Safety things you just can't unsee. I just thought that was funny. This is my step ladder. I never knew my real ladder. You get it, right? Okay, so just off Google there, picked up some pictures, just some stuff to be safe about. OSHA. Again, I pulled this out of Roofers Contractors Magazine last month. Last month, OSHA cited, and I saved the guy's name, construction, $281,000, almost $500 in penalties. For what? Improper use of ladders and failure to train workers on hazards related to falls and ladders. It's what these OSHA guys first see when they pull up to a job. It's the first thing I got to deal with. I get one more roof with a tile roof with a ladder on the gutter. That's as far as it goes. I'm not going to go up that ladder anymore. I'm getting too old for it, for one. Took a fall, it'd probably be the end of my career. So, all right, here we go. Fun OSHA contest. The constant is X. Let's just say it's 20 feet. What is X relation to 4? So what is that percentage at the bottom? Who knows this? What is the percentage of 20 feet, the base of that ladder should be from the building?
20%?
No. It's how much of a quarter? So if we're 20 feet tall, how much of a quarter from the base of the building
1/4.
should that be? Foot of the ladder be?
One.
Say it.
It's
5
one.
feet.
Yep.
1/4, right? 1/4. Who else got 1/4? Did you get 1/4?
I'm a firefighter.
Measure some. All right. that's your free thingy. One more quick question here, we'll go with that. What is Y?
3 feet.
Boom. There you go, 3 feet. Not to the gutter. Okay, anybody gets the next one? Boom. This drives me nuts. What's missing out of that sketch? What? There you go. Who else got that? I don't want to carry these measuring tapes home. This is it. 1, 2, 3. All right. I just came from IRE. Alright, IRE, they got a lot of safety stuff, International Roofing Expo. You can find this stuff everywhere. Alright, we're going to dig in real quick. I know we're running out of time if we're not already out of time. Equipment and tools of the trade. What equipment is needed to complete an SPF roofing application? I had a lady once call me, tell me we can spray foam out of 2 bug sprayers. Okay, I guess maybe you could, I don't know. Another attempt for a plural gun found on Alibaba. I don't know how well that would work. Maybe a couple spray bottles, you know, they're different colors. Okay, most important chart right here. This is it. Your flow rate. A lot of you guys have actually looked inside of your Graco booklet. There is a graph that tells you what you're going to do. If you use a 52 tip, okay, you're at 1,000 PSI. You need a machine that delivers at least 1.5 gallons per minute, a 15-pound machine. I hear these guys, I got an H400, man, it does 400 gallons a minute. I can spray the freaking Grand Canyon with it. Well, you got a tip on there that does 15 or 17 pounds a minute, okay? You can still do a roof with a smaller machine. Again, use what you got. If you got an E20, we're going to work with that until you can get up to at least a GH or whatever PMC is with their other hydraulic machines. I'd like to get you into hydraulic. Hydraulic's going to have more torque, usually bigger heaters. The bigger heaters are going to be real important here. Key point I'm going to make, preparation. Got a job on Monday, don't go to the job Monday morning with 50-degree material. Okay, your material, make sure you prepare your heating drums between 70 to 85 degrees. Preheating hotter may create micro bubbles in the resin B side, possibly leading to off ratio, uneven material usage, and sometimes an eruption of material at the top of the barrel. I've had it happen. You overheat the drum, go out to your trailer, your B side's all on the floor of the trailer. Okay, overheating materials can and will burn up blowing agent. So if you've heated your stuff, circulated it, heated it, and you spray it, it lies there dead, you've cooked that stuff, it's done. Okay, we just talk about delta T. That's basically the ability of your machine to take it from 60 degrees to 120 degrees. That's a 60-degree delta. A machine like an E20 with 6,000 watts of heat doesn't have a lot of dwell time. That stuff's not trickling through there, it's pumping through there. You put a 52, your next size chamber up on there, you're trying to do a roof, you better have a machine that can process that stuff quick enough. All right, otherwise it's gonna come out cold. Bad pattern, bad chemistry, bad physical properties, everything's gonna happen to you. Okay, I don't know if I can get this to play. I don't think that'll play this way. This is, I got a video, it's on my YouTube channel. I started at 60 degrees. That pump is just blah. Okay, I had a band heater on the barrel in my shop overnight. The bottom of that drum was 85, 90 degrees, nice and warm, toasty warm, ready to use. That pump takes off. Didn't change anything, just turned it on, and it just went to town. So viscosity is very important. Another thing I'll talk about really quick, the foam chemistry, your A side's about 300 centipoise, right? B side's usually around 1,000, okay? You gotta look at it like Coca-Cola and pancake syrup, okay? A side's Coca-Cola is very linear,
in its viscosity. You can put it in the fridge, it's gonna still be right around 350. You take resin, you put it in the fridge, okay? Every 10 degrees, this is an average, every 10 degrees below 70, that viscosity doubles on the B side. Just think about that. It's the only thing I want to put in your head, okay? It's not a perfect science, I'm not giving you exact numbers, but if you got 1,000 centipoise at 70 and you go to 60, your ISO is still at 350, your resin's now at 2,000, 2,200, 2,500, okay? It's a losing battle right out of the gate. You're wondering why your pressures are off.
T1s won't push it.
T1s will have a hell of a time pushing it.
They won't, I know for a fact.
There you go. For a fact, T1s won't push it. Okay? Same thing we talk about, not written in stone, every 10 degrees below 70 doubles the B-side viscosity. Okay, 2 degrees, something I've been fortunate to have time to work with. We've taken foam that was 1.8, blew it so cold, it was over 4 pounds per square cubic foot, and we blew it so light, it was almost lighter than ½ pound. Not good physical properties, but 2 degrees, roughly, will change your density of your foam about a 0.1. So if you're after 2-pound foam or 1.8 or 2.8 roofing foam, and you're just a few degrees off and you're not doing density checks, okay, you're gonna wonder why your 3,000 board feet's now 2,000 board feet. All right, you're doing multiple passes. We don't wanna be doing that either. Okay, here's a spray foam density calculator. It's online, real easy. Length, width, I brought some tools up here to show you. Length, width, height, weight. It's easy, put it on your little gram scale. You know your density within a matter of a few seconds. Okay, your lead guy, your shop guy, your hose guy can do this for you. All right, now you know what you're doing on the roof and where your calculations should be. Some require pre-inspection tools. I'm gonna fly through this. Core cutter, okay? Who has a core cutter in this room? Okay, less than half. But again, in all fairness, not all your roofers yet. So pre-inspection tools, if you're lazy, you can use the drill. Okay, moisture imaging, we're gonna require this. My company is gonna require this for labor and material. We wanna know that we're not putting good stuff over bad stuff. What I see doesn't concern me. It's what I don't see. Okay, I got called out to look at a job that was bid by another foam contractor, and I asked my contractor, "You core it?" He says, "No." I jumped on a plane, went out there, and we did a core on it. It had 5 roofs on it. Last one being TPO with perlite under it, soaked. And I talked to the owner. He says, "Oh, I'm 85 years old. I'm going to leave it up to my kids." And he put a coating on it. I'm like, "Here's my card. Call me later." Okay, it's kind of what it looks like. You get infrared. They do it with drone now. You go to IRE, there's going to be 10 drone guys out there trying to sell you their services. Okay, moisture meter, you can do this. Fresh wood, concrete. It's going to let you know kind of what's in that system. Old school way, anybody old school, used to be a black mat. You take a black mat and throw it on the deck and come back 5-6 hours later. If it's wet underneath, it's too wet. Now we got all these little handheld meters you can buy for $40. Cheap, easy. Gives you an idea what's going up. Application. All right, simple stuff. Again, use what you got. You don't need a $20,000 Graco 933 sprayer to do a job. Okay, you don't need a $40,000 H5000 to do a job. Okay, these guys are doing this by hand. It's a little slower, but like I said, find yourself some good entry-level roofs that you can get your feet wet and start using this stuff and learning the process, learning the preparation, okay, and what to think about. Again, this is a thinking man's job because we have so much to deal with. So this is Roof Tube. Again, he's at IRE. Jake is the owner of the company, really nice guy. There's some hydraulic systems, pneumatic systems you can do this with. That's cheap, easy. You can do it with what you got. Okay, again, rooftube.com. Don't forget the dash in the middle. I'm not promoting, I'm just telling you where to get it if you like it. Okay, nice system. He's got different attachments to do ribs, different type ribs. There's a 933. You're going to spend anywhere, if I say 20, somebody says, I can get it for 17. Okay, $17,000 to $20,000. High pressure, big volume, great for spraying silicone. Once it's a silicone rig, keep it a silicone rig. A lot of guys will change that bottom out if they go to acrylic, because acrylic, any water will trigger off that silicone and make it gum. Again, you're not buying a $20,000 machine. This guy here, Rooftop Equipment, makes this stuff here, gravity feed. You know, old school's a 5-gallon bucket and a roller. You can do it with what you got. And again, what I'm trying to instill in you guys is to get started. Find a job. Reach out to your manufacturer, distributor. Hey, I got a roof job, it's 50 square. I don't know jack nothing about how to do it. Who do we call? Who can I talk to? And they'll plug you into the right people. And I'm more than happy to walk you through from start to finish. Okay, high flow handles, they got some you can put, I've seen them, you can put them on your paint pump. They'll feed the roller. Another guy, I may have a picture of him, I've known him for years, I think I sold him his first rig, Roof Rabbit. A couple heads on it, and it's all laid out. Chad Hedrick.
Chad? Yeah, I know Chad.
Yep, so Chad Hedrick builds a nice machine. Once you get your 933 Graco, you can attach it to it. No fatigue. Pretty simple to do. Again, Rooftop Equipment, I put them up there. Cleanup, use virgin, 100% no water for silicone, guys. So most guys don't save their rollers, they end up in the trash because you can't clean them. But for cleaning your equipment, make sure you get virgin. Okay, your silicone supplier will tell you where to get it if they don't have it. Otherwise, I've seen guys put Home Depot stuff in there and their hoses are done. Okay, acrylic, clean up with water. Don't drink it. Caution, do not drink this water. Pretty simple. Post-inspection tools. Real quick, I work with guys all the time. They don't understand the solids. Okay, solids by volume. If you walk into Home Depot and you look at a can of paint, it says 50% solids by volume. What do you think the other 50% is that's in that bucket?
Liquid.
Water or solvent. Okay, so if you take 100 square feet, I'll do the math here in your head, just picture it. 100 square feet, 10 by 10, you take 1 gallon of material, you put it perfectly even, like glass on top of that. Okay, you're 16 mil wet all the time. Okay, 50% solids, what's it dry to?
8%. Or 8 mils.
8 mils. Okay, so if you see a spec that says 16 mil, 32 mil, you got to do that calculation real quick. Okay, it's whatever it is, 16 times 70%, I think, is 11. High solid silicone is closer to 15.5 dry. Starts out as 30 because we're going to do 2 gallons a square. 16 and 16 is 32. We're going to lose 5%. It's going to put you close to 15 and a half, or 15, 31, 31, something like that. So take your 16, multiply it times 95 or whatever that solids by volume. You'll see it by weight. By volume's the easiest, and it'll tell you what's going to be dry, and that's what's going to meet your specification. I've got wet film gauges here. Anybody wants a wet film gauge, come get one. That's a wet film gauge on the side. You stick it in the coating. The last place you see that coating on that little tooth thing there is what your millage is going to be, somewhere between that and the next one. Okay, so if it's wet at 28 and it's dry at 30, you're probably somewhere around 29 mil. Wet. Then do your calculation and it'll bring you over to dry. Okay, this is called an optical comparator. You need to use reticle number 2. And what I've got one up here, you guys can look at it. And what you do is you look at your film from the side, and mine has little circles. And you put that film in that circle. You put that film in that circle and it'll tell you what your dry film is. So if you get an inspection, when you get inspection, if you get a material inspection, you get labor and material, your inspector is going to have this and he's going to look at what you left on that deck. So don't spec the thing for 3 gallons square and put 2 gallons because he'll catch it. Excel spreadsheet, I'll cover this. Anybody wants this, it's my spreadsheet I've been using for years. Again, it's really simple. I can walk you through it. Just leave me your email. I can email that to you. Pretty quick and easy. Warranties. We don't do this in wall foam. We do it in roofing. Everybody asks for it. What's the warranty? What's the warranty? Warranties will what? Anybody know what warranties will? Okay, don't expect a free warranty. Somebody offers you a free warranty, it's bullshit. Okay? They will not stand behind it. If they charge you, they're paying for an inspection, they're paying the CYA cover their tail if there ever is a failure. Okay? Us as reps, we're the only guy that works for 3 people. I work for the contractor, I work for the building owner, I work for my manufacturer. So warranties cost money. And we want you to do it right. I don't want you back on that roof fixing something stupid. So embrace us, because we're there to help you. We're not there to bust your butt. Right to the end. Final thoughts from Tim. This is things that a lot of new guys get themselves into. Try not to let a customer's budget dictate, I talked to Will about this the other day, dictate and compromise a quality application. If the job goes wrong, the customer will absolutely forget that you worked within the constraints of their budget. This roof's going to cost you $2.50 a foot. Well, I only got $1.75. I can't do it for $1.75 and stand behind it. That should be your answer. Not, okay, well, I'm going to put on this cheaper material, or I'm going to do a 1/2 inch of foam instead of an inch or an inch and a half. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch of foam. I can get this job. I can put this money in my pocket. Guess what? You're going to come back in a couple of years to a blistered ass roof. And guess who's going to be on your tail about it? The building owner. He's going to remember that he paid you 50 grand, but he's not going to remember that you came off 75 cents to suit his budget. Okay, you'll hold the cat in the bag. And that's something that a labor and material warranty won't let you do. I won't let you put a 1/2 inch on a roof. Won't happen. Okay? Value your skills and product. Don't underestimate your value. Not everyone has the knowledge, which you're gaining here, the equipment, which you probably own or you're going to buy, and the passion. You are not a traditional roofer. You are not a TPO or a shingle guy. You're not hot mopping like I did. Okay? You guys are educated. You spend a lot of money on your equipment. You're not a fly-by-night. Okay? You're there to solve their problem. You are a professional. Let me build you guys up. Okay? You guys are probably the best in the industry of construction. Electricians, up there. AC guys, up there. Okay? Us, we got a lot to learn. We deal with hydraulic, pneumatic, electrical, chemical, mechanical, roofing skills, insulation skills, all that stuff. Okay, it's your responsibility to teach the next generation. I see it all the time. A lot of new young faces. A lot of them know a lot more than I know. There's smart guys out there, but it's our responsibility. As you learn something, share it with somebody. If they work in your same town, share it with them. Because someday you're going to need a spray gun. You know what I mean? You're going to need something from them. Don't take stupid chances. This is me personally speaking. And climbing the ladder to health and safety, getting home is more important. I understand the economics. Sometimes you don't want to miss a meeting. But most importantly, don't put business before family. These are my final thoughts. Make it a priority to put family first. Family will remember your actions, not that you missed a business meeting. Okay? Make sure you support your family. You're there for your kids. Last thing, because I've been married almost 38 years. If you have a significant other, being politically correct, I use that language, bring home a bottle of wine and flowers every now and then for no reason. You know, your wife is your partner and your workmate. Show appreciation. Don't let me get emotional. And that's all I got for you guys. I thank you. I ran over.